Hi everyone. Today is day 3 of my journey of becoming a survivor and not just, or a thriver, not just a survivor. So, 2 days after my assault 18 years ago, I was assaulted on a Saturday and I went in on Monday to, that was on 9/11. I went in to tell everyone at my salon, the girls that I was working with, about what had happened to me and just try to get some type of solace and empathy and just get some help. I didn't know what to do. After it happened, I called the police and they told me that the guy that had done this to me had done this to many other people and he had lots of money and I probably wouldn't stand up in court unless I got all these other people involved and I would drag my family through the mud. So I did nothing. But I did go into work that morning and I was just going to cancel all of my clients and tell the ladies. And they all were working on someone and asked me to go sit in the back in the break room. And the TV was on and that's when I saw the Twin Towers literally falling and exploding right in front of me. So I knew then it was bad timing. I had to put my trauma and my assault aside, and I had to go into protective mode for my daughter, who was just in like the first grade in school. So the school called, told us to go get our kids, and that's what I did. And I had to turn into a mom and just put my stuff aside, but it didn't last for too long. Next thing I know, we're getting phone calls from my best friend who lived underneath me in our apartment complex. And her dad was literally about to walk into work in one of the Twin Towers when he saw a dark cloud over him and it was a plane. He didn't know that. He just saw the dark cloud and then saw things on fire and he saw everybody running and fleeing and he ran. He was in the midst of all of that. Not to mention his wife at the time was pregnant and had just left a week before. She worked in the same building on the 82nd floor, I believe, was where that hit. And she had just left a week before on maternity leave. So I was dealing with all of this stuff and putting what happened to me aside. And I put it aside for a few days and it was very hard. It was very, very, very hard. I ended up shaving every hair on my body except for my head, and I wanted to do that. If I hadn't been a hairstylist and needed my hair to show samples of my work, I would have done that too. I took a lot of baths. I couldn't scrub enough. It was horrific. And in the process of that, trying to get through that and just be a mom, my daughter, my only daughter at the time, she ended up doctoring me quite a bit. I would find myself in bed and just, I'm not a bedridden person. I like to be out and about, even if I'm feeling sick or feel like I'm coming down with a flu. I just get up and go about my normal day until I feel so horrible that I have to go lie down. So this was super hard for me, not feeling like I had anywhere to turn. And I told my best friend, but like I said, she lived underneath me and she was dealing with her father and her family who had just literally by a hair missed the explosion and being in that and was trying to help her dad deal with the trauma. I did call a crisis center. I got a little help. They referred me to a therapist, and I lived near a university in North Carolina, and they literally had a psych team that was practicing and doing internships. So I not only got to deal with, one therapist, I got 3 or 4 that were dealing with this type of thing. And so I got help, and I got to help these young ladies, and they were amazing. So there's help everywhere you go. You just have to look for it. You've got to stop being scared. You've got to be strong, because your voice could end up being the voice of your daughters or your nieces or even your mom. You know, you were chosen for this to happen to, and it really sucks. But, you know, God knows what we can handle. And He chose us to go through this so our other family members wouldn't have to. And if they did, maybe just so we could understand where they're coming from, maybe we could help them better. It's not fair. Life isn't fair. But you can either let this get you down and you can start trying drugs, or you can do drugs, or you can drink alcohol and you can try to get rid of it. But I've got news, it doesn't work. It doesn't. I was put on prescription drugs. They didn't work for me. I can't drink alcohol. It gives me a headache in 2 minutes and I'm trashed off 2 sips. The only thing I could do is natural therapy. And I have so much more to share with you on what I've been doing and how it's helped me. So join me tomorrow for day 4. And thank you so much for subscribing. Tell your friends, your family, even though they haven't told you, they could also be a victim or a survivor, and they may need to hear what I have to say. So thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Join me on day 4 of my Faithful Healer YouTube channel. Bye.